this is Andrea, and I'm still working on a journal for June that I've been working on for a challenge for DearJulieJulie, and I thought I would. I'm about to do my binding, so I thought I would do that on camera. I'm trying to do more stuff on camera, so let's see. I've been doing this for a few years, so I don't know. I've learned different things from different YouTubers. So I don't know who to credit. I have a 1.5 inch spine, but on the inside it's a little bit less than 1.5 inches, I believe. Yeah, let's look at it like this. Yeah, it's a little bit less than 1.5 inches, and it is 9 inches. So I'm gonna take some grid paper. I can't think what this is called. Look, you can do math on it. Let's see if this is 9 inches long. I got so much stuff on my desk, but it's mostly out of view. Let's see. Yeah, that's 9 inches there. So take that piece off, and I'm going to do it a little bit less than 1.5 inches. Oops. Let's see. This would be 1.5, so we'll do it just right here. Okay. And then what I do is, well, I double check to make sure this is good. And let's get a pencil out. So what I like to do is I'll put like I try to put something in the middle. Like, so I know this is it's almost 1.5 inches. So I put the 1 in the middle. So I kind of have the same amount on both sides, just about. And then I decide where I want. I'm having 2 signatures this time, so I try to figure out where I want to have it. Like, I think I'll have it 1/4 inch on each side of the 1 there. And then I do that down here. Oops. Okay. I'm going to sharpen my pencil a little bit. And I put the 2 lines together, 2 dots together. And make a line. I like to do it this way so I can make sure that it's at least parallel with the other line. Yeah, so I used to make vlog videos, and I haven't done that in a while, so I'm trying to, since I've been doing a lot of making of journals, I'm trying to do more videos this way, so it's a little bit different. And you know what they say, practice makes perfect. I'm happy with these lines. So then what I do is I'm going to fold it in half to find the center. And then I kind of put a dot right on those. And I'm only doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, so I want to look at this, and I think I'm going to want this right around here. So what I'm going to do is I'll fold it in half the other way. And then I will fold it right around where this line is. So it's the same distance on both sides. And then I put the dots there and there, and there and there. And then I write top up here. And that this is 1.5 inches. It's a little bit less than that, but because sometimes I keep these. I have some in my drawer from other ones. So this cover that I'm working on is it's one that I made out of cereal box lid, and I used a pillowcase, and the glue is showing through a little bit, which doesn't normally happen for me. I think because of the pillowcase is so, it's not very dense. It's not a high thread count, it's a low thread count. But I'm going to be putting a card on this side, so I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to add more to this, but so that's what's going on there. Oh, these are made out, this is made out of cereal box. So 2 layers of cereal box, and then I have fabric, and this is from a paper pad, from scrapbook paper pad. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. I have some paper clips over here. I'm going to line this up. And I'm going to straighten this out, and I'm going to double check this way. Oh, that fabric is, I might have to put more glue on that fabric. I did this differently than I normally did. I usually put this part of the fabric on after I flip the edges from the top, so that's why it looks different. Let's put a little bit of glue in there. I should take this off for now. Sorry, I'm doing all of this in real time, so it is what it is. Let's see, I'm just gonna get a little bit of, try and get some Fabri-Tac in there. That'll dry pretty quickly. Okay, so I'm putting this back on. I also shake a little. I have essential tremor. I'm on a new medicine for it, so I shake less than I used to. But occasionally you're going to see my hands shake, so I apologize for that. I don't consider me an authority on doing this kind of stuff. I don't know why I have all these caveats, but anyway, so I'm double checking this. And then what I'm going to do is put something underneath. I've been using this old mouse pad, even though it's like from a game that my son loves, but it was already messed up, so it was going to get thrown out. So I just put this underneath so I don't poke a hole in my... It doesn't really matter if you poke a hole in these mats, they're self-healing, but I don't want to gouge it. I have this. Oops. Sorry for the noise. I've got all these scissors in my drawer. Okay. So I have this. I got it at the Dollar Tree. It's really cheap. Like, this is just a piece of metal in here. Like, maybe it's a nail. You can use a nail or you can use a push pin to do this. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down into the hole. And then I'm going to go all the way through, and then I'm going to kind of wiggle it like this. I'm not going to do that until after it's all the way through. And it's going to get stuck a little because the end of my thing has a pit, I don't know if you can see it, there's like something sticking out that's not supposed to be there. So I put that in, and then yeah, it's already stuck in the, oh, here we go. So I can see it coming in. I just kind of I'm doing this back and forth to make it go through. And then when it's all the way through, let's see, I don't know if you can see this because of the way my light is. When it's all the way through, I just kind of twist it around like this. I don't know if you can see that. I make sure the hole's bigger. I twist it around like this after it's all the way through. So let's do the other one. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. Right now I'm just getting it out of it's stuck in the bottom thing. Oh, my light's not on. That's the problem I'm having. Can I turn this on? Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the light wasn't on my phone, camera, phone, whatever. So it's in and I'm twisting it around. Then I do the middle. And I'm just twisting it back and forth. Kind of like when you screw a screwdriver until it goes all the way through. And now I kind of go around like that. Do the other one. Twisting it like a screwdriver kind of. Now I'm going around and out. Just going to make sure this is all lined up. I can see the holes. It's hard with the paper clips because you don't want to hit the paper clip. Do this hole down here. Twisting around, it's all the way through, so now I'm going around. And twisting like a screwdriver, going around. So now I should be able to see, let me take this off. I should be able to see the holes. You can see the holes. Sometimes it's hard to see in some fabric, but you can see these holes here. And if you hold it up to light, I can't really do that here, but if you hold it up to light, you should be able to see all the way through it. If you can't see all the way through it, then do some more of that twisting around stuff. Okay? So then I take, well, first of all, I like to get a good idea of how, here's my two signatures. So I like to get an idea of how much space there is. I mean, I measured it beforehand, so I know there's about 1/4 of an inch each way. So the important thing for me is when I use this, I'll show you how I do this. I do the back one first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this along one of the lines. Make sure the holes are at the line there that you've made. So see how it's like this? I'm going to stick that into the center of these. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look through here and I'm going to make sure all of my pages are right side up and that they're in the order I want. Now's the time to change it if you need to change it. Is that stuck or it's supposed to be there? Oh, just stuck. So far everything's right side up. If I want to move something around, I can move it around right now. So then what I do is, everything's right side up, so I'm putting it together like this. I want to try and get as much of this together at the back as possible. And then what I do is I put a clip right here. Still make sure, one of these came out. We'll put that in later. Still make sure that's good. And I'm pinching it together right here, and I'm going to put another clip in right here. And then with this, I'm going to use paper clips. So what I do here is see how there's a little bit extra on both the top and the bottom. I usually will line up a spot on here with the bottom, because when you have the book upright, the stuff that's going to look weirdest is if the bottom two signatures, if the bottoms of them don't line up, like if one is lower than the other. I know this from experience. So what I usually do is, if it's like just one square there, then it's easy, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line. Where's my pencil? I'm going to put a line because it's not that obvious. So there and there is where I want it to line up when I put this on here. I know I've seen other people that can do this a lot faster than me. They'll do it right through the book and everything. I'm not that good at this. So I make sure that this is all set up in the corner like this and at the edge where I want it. And then I put the paper clip on. So this still looks right to me. I'm going to make sure the holes are going into the corner. You can push in. And I'm going to put this paper clip on the bottom here. Now I'm going to move the book out of the way. And I'm using this. So, still pushing everything in. I always start in the middle for this part. So I'm going to kind of go in like I'm going, like if I had this like this, I would go like this, but I'm going this way. Oh, it went right through. That was nice. It's so nice when it goes right through. So then I'm going to do this, and I am going to do that thing again where I kind of widen the hole doing this. I'm going to pull this out. Look, make sure it's still lined up right. I'm going to do the top. Oh, it went through there too. I don't know if I'm having good luck today or I'm just getting better at it. Well, that paper clip fell off. I'm going to put it back on and make sure my holes are still lined up. Yeah, still lined up. So I'm going to do the bottom one. That one all the way through too. So, and I'm going to go like that. Now, I'm going to leave these two clips on, but I'm going to take the paper clips off. And this is my second, this is the last, like I start in the back for doing this because I'm right-handed. I start at the back of the book to put the signatures in. So I make sure I have this right side up. The only thing that has a direction right now is this back page. So this is right side up. I'm going to line it up with those holes there. So what I use when I'm doing this, I've used different things. I've used embroidery thread. I've used this kind of heavy waxed stuff before. But what I prefer to use is this is dual duty heavy. It'll say heavy duty. It's real, you can't break it. So that's what I use. I use this kind of thread. I have two right now. I have a white and a black. So I just measure this against this 3 times the length. And then I cut it. And I take the top part of this. Hello. I keep a needle. I keep a lot of the stuff in this little bag. I have the needle that I use on this piece of fabric. And as you'll see, it's kind of like, I don't know what you'd call this. I would say embroidery, but it's bigger than embroidery. It's a bigger needle because I like to make sure the hole is big enough. So the hole in the paper. So I put this through here, and then I use wax. Now, if you don't want to use wax, I use wax just to make it go through the paper easier and to strengthen it. But if you didn't want to use wax, you could use, there's stuff like this. It's silicone. And what you do is you hold the thread on there and you pull it through and it puts silicone on there. Like if you don't want to use wax. So, but I usually use wax. Here's my wax that I'm currently using. I usually pull it through twice. And I'm going to go through the middle hole first. I like to go from the inside. So go through the middle hole. I'm going through the middle hole on the back set here. And then I'm coming through. You leave a tail there. And then I come up through the top of the back holes. Let me see if you can see. I'm going to go through that hole because I came up through this one. Go through that hole. Oh, I should tell you, I was born left-handed, so I can do some things with both hands. So I don't know. I don't know if it's that big a deal to use a needle with your left hand or not. But anyway, so then you go through the hole. And if you have weird eyesight like me, you kind of gotta keep looking. There it goes. So then I go down to here, and I'm going to go through this hole, and I'm going to go through the bottom hole of here. And here's a part where I grab a hold of this, and I pull it a little tight, but not all the way tight, because I got to make sure I get through the hole again, both holes. Here's this hole. Oh, no, it kind of went straight to the hole. into the hole. I don't think I have it pointed the right direction. Sorry. Sometimes if it's off a little bit, it'll come up between some of the pages. You know, the way you're holding the, if the way you're holding the needle is off. Okay, I can feel it. So now, if you come up through here and you go through the thread, you're going to want to take it back through. But the thing is, with this kind of needle, this one's really blunt. And this kind of thread, which is extra strength, it like never goes through the thread. I shouldn't say never, but it never has for me. So I pull it tight, and then I look at this to make sure, is it pulled tight here? Is it pulled tight there? You don't want it so tight that it's bending stuff, but you want it tight. And then I do the first part of the double knot. And I pull that tight and I check again. Really only my oldest books have a loose space, and what it will do is there'll be a space between the book and the paper down here. And then I think I went that way, so I'll go this way. I'll just do 3 knots because I can't remember which way I went the first time. Oops. Okay, so I take these clips off. Well, I guess I crumpled up a page a little bit. And this is what it looks like here. See, there's no space really there. This is what it looks like on this side. And then I'm just going to open each page like this. Kind of fold it out. This goes in here. I'm going to do the other part too. I'll do the second part too. Yeah, we did for June Just Junk Journal Challenge, and I didn't finish it in time. We had visitors with young children for a week, and I really enjoyed that, but I didn't have time to work on my journal, so that's why I'm still working on it. Okay, so now I'm just going to repeat the process with the second one, or really the first one. This is, so I have these clips I got from the Dollar Tree, and I used a Sharpie to put numbers on them, so I know which one is which for going in the journal. So we put the second one in, and we're going to put the first one in now. So I'm going to go back through here, and I'm going to double check that all the pages are facing the right way up. And if I want to move stuff around or add something, I can do it now. I'm probably going to come in here later and put some stamping or something on this. I think it's too bright, but it was the only gift bag I had. Because one of the things in the challenge was to use a gift bag. I don't usually have a plain page in the center, but I didn't really like the way any of the other pages looked in the center this time. So I'm doing that thing again where I'm making sure everything is going to the back. And you want everything to be, well, I like everything to be from the bottom like this, but if you have some pages that are small, like half pages, see there's a page, you could have that floating up a little bit or however you want it. So when I get it where I want it, I put my clip on the top. And feel the same way here. And my pages aren't all exactly the same size. Put the clip down there. Now I'm going to use this same fold, but I still want to keep this at the top, and I want to line the bottom page, whatever page is the most bottom, with the line that I drew on here. So let's move this out a little bit. Okay. All right. I'm just making sure this is in here good. I feel like this part isn't in the thing, in the crease enough. It's easier for me to feel it with my finger than seeing it. So I'm going to use this again, and here we go. I'm going to punch through here. Oh, my finger was in the way. I was like, why isn't it going all the way through? And I'm going around, and I'm going to go up here. Oops. Go back in. Going around. I know this part is tedious, but it doesn't really bother me to do it. Go through here. And go around. Now I'm going to take this off again, leaving those clips on. And I'm bringing the book back out. And now we're going to line it up with this set of holes. So, I get the thread again. And I'm going to measure the length out 3 times. And then I'm going to cut it. And here's my needle. So here's a hint. I've sewn like all my life. If you have a needle on the maybe I should show it somewhere else. Where can you see it? If you have a needle on a table and you can't pick it up, can you see it right there? I don't know if you can see it. You can't pick it up, push on the point, and you see the other side pops up. I don't know if you can tell. If you push on the point, the other side will pop up and you just grab it with your hand. That's the way I've always done it. So, did it go in? Yes. And then I do it through my wax. I don't think the wax is necessary. I'm just used to waxing my thread. I've done all different kinds of sewing throughout my life, and for something like this, I feel like I should be waxing it. So I'm going through the center hole again, and through the center hole of the book. Yeah, I've sewn both at home and professionally. I've sewn my own clothes. I used to make quilts. They weren't that fancy, but I made quilts. And I worked at a drapery place. I've done drapes. I mostly had to do the stuff where you line up the fabric and sew it together so that the pattern doesn't change. That was my part in the thing. That really made me not want to sew for a long time because I was sitting at an industrial sewing machine for 8 hours a day. I mean, I wasn't sitting the whole time. I'd have to get up and iron. So here, after I got through the bottom thing again, I'm pulling the string again, and I want to look in here and make sure nothing's tangled up. Nothing's tangled up. So I'm going to go through the middle hole for the second time through the middle hole. Okay, I'm through it. And like I said, check that you didn't split your thread or else you need to take your needle all the way out. Oops. So that's through. So we're going to pull this thread. It seems like there's not as much thread as there should be. Did I lose thread somewhere? Is there thread anywhere that's not supposed to be? It looks like there's a tangle up here. What is happening? What's happening? What's happening? We'll look over here. That looks fine. But you see what looks weird to me is right here. Let me see. Let's tie a single knot and take a look at it. Oh, come on. Pull that. It's holding tight. It must be okay. So then we go around the back. Around the front, around the back, around the front, around the back. And then I'm just going to do it one more time. So now when you have these extra threads here, you can, some people tie them in a bow. Some people cut them real short. Sometimes people will put glue little paper dangles to them. Some people like to let them hang down the bottom and put beads on them. What I usually do is I leave them, right now at this point I leave them this long until I decide if I'm going to put paper, like what I'll do is if I'm going to put paper stuff on there, I'll put one paper glued on one side and one on the other, and then I cut the bottom part so it'll look like there's two little paper dangles in here. But if I don't do that, I'll come back and cut them later. So taking this off. And I'm gonna come through here, pull all the pages open for the second one. Or the first one. Yeah, I do it. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Well, I don't know if that's my stomach making noise or if it's thundering again outside. We've been having thunder and lightning for the past couple days. So, like I said, if you look at it this way, you can see that these are lined up at the same height for the bottom. The top, they may be lined up, they're right around the same, but it really looks weird when the bottom is not lined up. So that's all I'm doing for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, happy crafting.